Welcome back to The Great Expanse by JohnBat426 here on YouTube. It's always a pleasure to come before you guys. As I've said in previous videos, recording these and myself just talking, sort of unfiltered, is almost like therapy. You should think of it as therapy. That's from Batman, 1989. But if you've liked the videos that you've seen thus far, hit the like button. If not, hit the dislike button. Share these videos with other people that you know that like comic book related stuff as much as you do. Subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell for notifications. All, not personalized or the one underneath, but all. So the next time a new video is dropped, you'll know about it second. I'll know about it first. One breath champ. Alright, so we are doing a video from Alex Ross. And it's apropos that we do this one because it's called The Many Faces of Spider-Man, my favorite superhero of all time. And I'm going to sort of timestamp this video. This Friday, on June 2nd, will be the release of Across the Spiderverse. Swinging into a theater near you. Like how I did that, swinging. Because he swings. Okay. But this is Alex Ross, and these are the many different faces, according to Alex Ross. So, let's get right into the video. We're doing it here on YouTube in 3, 2, 1, go.
Spider-Man is the coolest costume design in comics history.
In my opinion, I agree with that.
In part because, in a way, his design with the mask covering every single part of the human body, including the eyes.
Right.
It's like
it's basically a unitard
thing. It becomes sort of a living cartoon in a way, and in some ways it has a quality of androgyny to it because it's not about either the racial identity of the person wearing it or the sex of the person wearing it, because it's, you know, kind of a sexless sort of representation to some degree.
I don't agree with that one, but okay.
Attracted to the design of Spider-Man, wanted to physically wear that costume when I was a little kid, just like it seemed like the coolest skin to be in. And again, as I've said before, my only option was to draw it, not to have it. I did make my own version of it when I was a kid, but
it's funny. I've never wanted to cosplay as Spidey. I wonder why.
Quite look like the actor you might have seen.
I don't have a lot of Spider-Man paraphernalia other than the comic books.
What's beautiful with the design that's sometimes understood and sometimes overlooked is that the webs in creating this web pattern around the face, they create.
So I think he had a friend.
The lines
again, he uses real-life models. Alex Ross does to make his to do his
for the nose,
his drawings. But I think that's somebody actually posing in a Spider-Man costume.
If you interpret it that correctly, which they haven't always in every movie live-action iteration.
That's beautiful, man.
You know, you get something that
Look
reads like a human face. And you go back to even the cartoons that Marvel would make based upon this character, they would often animate with a sense of, not that the mouth moved, but that the jaw would kind of move up and down, even in animation.
Look at that. Look at the detail, the shadowing.
Very living thing. And then they would, of course, exaggerate the idea of the eyes getting wider, which, if it's a mask, that ain't going to happen until you have, you know, fancy pants, you know, future technology employed, which now we do in the movies.
If you don't think Spider-Man is the greatest superhero of all time, you should make sure you're an American. No, I'm kidding. Swinging above the buildings in the skyline of New York City, he's the greatest. Beautiful stuff, man. As I said, I've never wanted to dress up or cosplay as Spider-Man in any iteration, whether it be Peter Parker or Miles Morales. I mean, I was already grown by the time Miles Morales was brought into the scene. But my nephew, who does the music for the channel, Majesty Mxnt, when he was little, he was in love with Spider-Man. So much so that he would refer to himself as Peter Parker with a straight face. Like, what's your name? Peter Parker. you're pulling my leg, aren't you, kid? He's like, I'm Peter Parker. I'm Spider-Man. He was just so in love with Spider-Man. Peter Parker's Spider-Man. And I've always loved Spidey. His coming of age in the comic books. And I'm not here to poo-poo on the Tom Holland movies, the Sony Marvel movies, but I kind of am. In the comic books, Peter Parker was sort of reserved, but he had so many different female interests. Felicia Hardy, Gwen Stacy, Mary Jane, Liz Allen. In this one, he's a nerd that can't get girls. And that doesn't make sense. That's not in line with who the character is. But then again, it was a different time. When he was created, this was the 1960s. The character debuted in Amazing Fantasy in 1962. So we're in the 61st year of the character. So maybe it was just a different time as far as high school goes. I mean, the way that they're done in this new millennium, it's like they're middle schoolers. And that's one of the biggest turnoffs about the Tom Holland movies. But I was sort of growing up watching Peter Parker grow up, balancing his life, his daily activities. Like, he had to sacrifice his life, his achievements as Peter Parker, because Peter Parker is a genius. He's gifted. He's a gifted scientist, okay? I think he's a gifted chemist, I believe it is, chemistry. But it might be all sciences, I'm not sure. But he had to sacrifice all those achievements so that he could save people. Did you hear that? There's an event of saving people, but if you rely on your genius, it's almost like an everlasting legacy for Peter Parker. So he has to sacrifice legacy for an event of saving somebody that's not going to be in danger again. And he gets no credit for it because the police want to arrest him stupidly, just like they wanted to arrest Batman in Gotham City stupidly. Okay, so I love Spider-Man, the Peter Parker Spider-Man, my favorite superhero across all genres. All right, so we're talking literature, we're talking television, we're talking comic books, and movies, of course, and animation. All right, I'm not saying that the Spider-Man cartoons are the best or the movies the best, but he's my favorite character across every medium. All right. And if you've liked this video about Alex Ross, if you've liked me chewing the fat about Spider-Man, hit the like button so that the YouTube algorithm will help us to stow aboard other feeds as recommendations so that The Great Expanse by JohnBat426 can get more attention. They can see that we've got traffic coming in, traffic going out. David Brent, please let them know where their comics go. I accidentally said comics. But David Brent, please let them know where their comments go, or dissertations if they want to put more than just a comment. Down there, right? Okay. We're on the same page, all right? Paper, The Office, David Brent. Anyway, so do your part, and I'll do my part so that The Great Expanse by JohnBat426 can and will hopefully expand. It's in the name.